name's NZNO Tunnicliffe and I'm the President for the New Zealand Nurses Organisation.
My name's Kerry Nuku. I'm the Kaiwhakahaere o Te Runanga o Aotearoa NZNO. This year on the 26th of November there will be a general election. The New Zealand Nurses Organisation has always been about hearing the voices of nurses. So this is a great opportunity for us to actually go out to nurses and inform the nurses around making votes that make health sense.
We're asking you to enrol to vote and, more importantly, to use your vote well.
And there's one thing that we can do to set the mandate for a healthy Aotearoa, and that is to use our vote at the general election wisely. Kate Shepherd and other brave suffragettes fought hard for our right to vote, and that right is one that we should never take for granted. I'm always reminded of the gift that they have given us when I see the NZNO purple being worn proudly.
As we come marching, marching in the beauty of the day, a million darkened kitchens, 1,000 millocks grey, are touched with all the radiance that a sudden sun discloses. For the people hear us singing, bread and roses, bread and roses.
We are lucky to be voting in an MMP system. It means more women in Parliament and much more cultural diversity.
This year you'll get to vote on whether or not to keep MMP at a referendum that runs alongside the general election. MMP is a proportional system. The seats a political party gets in Parliament matches the votes they win at the election. A party that gets a quarter of the votes will get a quarter of the seats. Under systems like first past the post and supplementary members, a party can get fewer votes than its competitor yet still get in and win. The best way to improve MMP is to vote for it in the 2011 election. One of NZNO's strategic aims is to oppose injustice and inequity wherever it impacts on health and well-being of New Zealanders. The NZNO manifesto clearly lays out the changes that need to be made.
Nurses need to think about safe staffing and healthy workplaces in the upcoming election. NZNO wants the incoming government to continue its support for the safe staffing unit. We need investment in acuity tools so that nurses and management are enabled to ensure resources are adequately utilised. To improve the outcomes for our aged care sector, NZNO would like to see mandatory safe staffing levels.
It is a petition to ask the government to properly fund aged care services for all New Zealanders so that they can be provided with better care.
At the moment, government funding is sometimes going towards shareholder dividends through the private companies that are involved in aged care. NZNO would like to see that the funds from taxpayers going to nursing and the provision of primary care. It's very important that the incoming government invests in the nursing workforce and ensures that all of our new graduates have the opportunity to embed their practice by entering a new transition to practice program.
We look at supporting any initiative that will help the growth of nursing workforce, particularly Māori and Pacific Island. There's currently programs that are running, Kia ora hauora, which looks at getting kids interested really young to look at health as a career. Ngā Manukura o Apopo, which is looking at retention and recruitment in terms of nursing and midwifery. We want the incoming government to support and extend funding for those types of initiatives. My personal career started as an enrolled nurse. For a lot of Māori nurses that created that step into the workforce, they may never have gone on further to develop. We expect the government to urge all DHBs to add value to their workforce and employ enrolled nurses across the sector.
Nurse practitioner and other specialist nurses face unfair barriers. We need the incoming government to ensure that legislation changes, and this will enable nurses to practice to their full potential. The NZNO would be advocating that nurse practitioners would be able to independently prescribe.
We see promoting healthy lifestyles as hugely important. Oral health is a huge issue amongst our children. Healthy eating, healthy action lifestyles, +5 alcohol solutions, we want those embedded, as well as appropriate smoking cessation programs. Health is a fundamental human right. Good housing, access to employment, access to fair pay, all those things impact on our access to a universal health system. We've seen rheumatic fever on the rise. We've seen tuberculosis on the increase. They're both diseases of poverty. We want to see policies that see these diseases eliminated. Te Rau Kōkiri is a Māori and iwi provider campaign that's trying to bring about fairness and equity. For example, those that work in district health boards or hospitals get paid up to 25% more than those that work in Māori and iwi providers. Not fair. Same skill, different pay rates. We support using nurses to give free healthcare, referring patients on when required. NZNO supports increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour and also taking GST off healthy foods.
All these parties want our vote, so we need to think hard about the mandate we give to an incoming government.
The issues that will make me vote in the general election are state asset ownership, staying in New Zealand, definitely pay equity, and I'm in favour of the capital gains tax.
I'm definitely going to be voting for closing the gap between the rich and poor. I would definitely be supporting anything that had to do with progressive tax.
Inequity in health, Māori health, anything to do with Māori, the VSM.
Unemployment, lack of intern positions for our young graduates from university.
Because of the low wages, we are trying to get the minimum wage up.
How does your party propose to reduce the widening gap between rich and poor in Aotearoa, New Zealand?
Creating a fair tax system where everybody pays their fair share. As I said, the first 5,000 tax-free. The GST of fresh fruit and vegetables, the capital gains tax.
As the student table knows, incentives and assistance for people who are on benefits to actually retrain actually is one of the few ways that people actually get out of poverty.
What people need is a strong growing economy which supports people being able to get jobs and opportunity to be able to support them and their families.
The aged care sector needs a lot of support, funding needs to be increased. Healthcare staff is underpaid, compulsory staffing levels.
Net pay placements, there's a low number of those. Training incentive allowance, I wanted to come back. Funding council ECA.
Improvement in safe staffing, so nurses get support in their workplace. Clinicians at the front line.
Pay equity for Māori health workers and also fair pay and education for nurses and carers in the aged care section. I just want those campaigns over and done with and successful.
We made some significant changes to improving rights to collective bargaining when Labor came into office. We need to work on pay parity between residential and home-based care. The same thing applies across the sector.
Look, that's a matter for employees to negotiate with their individual employers.
To me, actually, the answer is a national award. That actually is.
I would also like to vote for MMP because I want representation.
I'm going to be voting because it's my democratic right, and there's lots of countries in the world where people can't vote. And I'm going to be voting because I want a fairer New Zealand society.
We want you to get the healthy future you deserve. The general election on 26th of November is a chance for all of us to have a say about the kind of society we want to live in.
Make sure you and your whānau are enrolled to vote, attend Meet the Candidate events in your electorate, and talk to friends and whānau about why it's important to have your say on voting day.
We know what the problems are, we know what the solutions are. We all need to vote for a government who will make it happen.
Me haere tahi tātou mō te hauora me ngā oranga o ngā iwi katoa o Aotearoa. Let us journey together for the health and well-being of the people of Aotearoa.
Come join us, walk